All right, good evening. It is Tuesday, December 3rd, 6 p.m. I call this meeting of the North Brookfield Board of Selectmen to order. If you'll all rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, we're going to do the approval of the two sets of minutes we have separately because you weren't here for one of them.
Right.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for 10/8/24.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the 11/4/24 meeting.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion?
Nope.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 12 for $417,770.11. School warrant number 1037 for $198,527.79. General warrant number 1039 for $400,463.22. And the wastewater treatment plant upgrade number 1040 for $862,439.37.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
No.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we are going to, because we have visitors,
Yep.
we're going to jump to the appointments first, under new business. And we have Brent Lavoie.
Yes, sir.
All right. Said it right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so you're an experienced recruitment officer?
Graduated recruit officer.
Recruit officer. Okay. All right. And you wanna tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Brent, I'm 35. I was born and raised in Paxton, Mass. And I was right up the road. I sponsored myself through the QCC Full-Time Academy September of last year. And I just graduated in May. And I'm very excited to start my career in North Brookfield.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
All right. And you live in Paxton?
Yes, sir.
Not near him.
It's a small town, we all live near each other.
All right, wonderful. I'll entertain a motion to appoint Brent Lavoie to the North Brookfield Police Department.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to go?
We're going to scoot over to Tara real quick and get
Yep.
that taken care of as well.
Sure.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank
You're
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Don't make a
The,
mess in here.
all right. Next, we have an appointment to the Highway Department. We have John Mitchell, Senior.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
All right. Looks like you have quite a few qualifications. Want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
John Mitchell, and was raised in North Brookfield. Was born in Worcester, raised in North Brookfield. My parents, William Mitchell and Noreen Mitchell. My father was a police officer in North Brookfield. My mother ran a ceramics business in North Brookfield on East Brookfield Road. My uncle Nelson Barrett was the chief of police for a little while.
Oh, nice. I knew Nelson.
So I've got some strong roots in North Brookfield. And when the position came open, I talked to Randy about it and showed my interest in the position. I just want to do stuff that's good for North Brookfield. I've lived here, most of my life on and off. And I love the town of North Brookfield. So I'm looking forward to contributing, all my knowledge and stuff that I have. I've worked in a couple of different towns. I worked in Princeton, I worked in Berlin, but I also worked for Worcester Housing. So I've got a lot of experience. I ran my own tree company for quite a few years. East Coast Tree Service, we ran that. So my son took the business over. He actually changed the name to Mitchell's Tree Service. So, so I got a lot of strong roots in North Brookfield, and I'm looking forward to contributing my knowledge and my expertise to the town of North Brookfield.
Excellent.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to appoint John Mitchell Sr. To the Highway Department.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Glad to have
Thank you
you.
guys very much.
Thank you for your interest
Yeah,
in
thank you.
helping out the town.
Appreciate it.
Well, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make it official.
All right, welcome aboard,
Thank you.
and
Welcome.
you can go over and get sworn in by Tara at the town hall.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
you.
Well, have a great night, all right?
You as
too.
well.
All right. We have an appointment here somewhere.
Conservation.
Conservation. Sure. Thank you.
Good.
Andrew. All right. We've appointed you to other things before, haven't we? You're with those guys. Yeah. All right.
Mainly just following Brandon around.
How do you pronounce your last name?
We will.
We will.
We will.
We will. My dad says we will. Like
Okay.
it has a V in it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Well, I'll entertain a motion to appoint Andrew Wewell to the Conservation Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I think that's great.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Welcome aboard. Go
Welcome.
get sworn
Thank
in.
you.
Sworn at.
Sign.
All right.
What do we do now?
All right. Let's see. Spending requests. Brooke, you want to take that?
Sure, it's for the highway department, requesting $424 to City Tire, needing tires for the sidewalk machine. The current tires are bald. So this is for the snow removal machine? Is that what you're?
Yeah, color tractors.
Perfect, okay.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve $424 for 4 tires for the sidewalk machine.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Nope.
No?
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Vaughn, would you take that next one?
Is there another spending request? ARPA request. This is ARPA project recommendations. At their meeting on November 12th, 2024, the ARPA committee voted to submit the following recommendations for your approval from the town's available ARPA funds at this time. $2,400 to partially fund replacement of the Hastings Library lower level emergency exit. Cost includes labor and not materials. Vendor quote invoice is attached.
All right. So the quote from the vendor, the invoice for the door and the hardware only is $3,490. So the ARPA request is for $2,400. So I'll entertain a motion to pay to approve the $2,400 from ARPA to supplement the library's payment for the door.
There's a second invoice too.
Yeah, that's for later.
Oh, that's a different one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's for when they install it.
Also, okay,
Yeah, it's got the installation that's attached to it.
got it, okay. So moved.
Second.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Nope.
So if we approve this, this will bring the ARPA balance down to,
$6,873.
okay.
She was ready.
Mhm.
Nice.
And I've already asked Ethan for another 3,000 for the tree work,
Okay.
so that'll be about 3,800 left.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain,
Okay.
because I'm involved with the contractor, so.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Fiscal year 21 CDBG performance hearing.
Yep.
That's you. All right.
And just a point of order, Mr. Chair, I do need to accept comments, questions, but if you want me to reserve them, I can follow your lead on wherever you.
All right, well, if you want to do your,
There may not be
do
comments.
do your presentation, and then we'll ask for questions.
Okay, thank you.
Just, and introduce yourself, please.
Yes, my name is Joe Ferguson. I'm with the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission. I'm a planner in the Community Development Unit. This is a required public hearing for the FY21 grant. And the town has multiple grants open, but we'll specifically be talking about the 21 grant. I do have a handout here and a little bit of housekeeping. I do apologize, since this is a mandatory meeting dictated by the state, I do ask for a separate sign-in sheet if you guys wouldn't mind signing that for me. Thank you in advance for that. I think I missed one at the table. Do you all have one?
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So again, my name is Joe Ferguson from CMRPC. I've been with the organization since July 2023. I've been working closely with Ashley during my tenure with CMRPC. I've been in front of the Board of Selectmen before here as well, and now I'm working with Mike as well, and now Randy on our infrastructure project. CDBG in general, the Community Development Block Grant, it's a very old program from 1974, and it's federal funding which comes through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. In Massachusetts, there are approximately 11 entitlement communities. Those are Lowell, Lawrence, Boston, Worcester. And those communities get larger federal funding automatically from the federal government. For the smaller towns, such as North Brookfield, those are known as non-entitlement communities, and we have to apply or we have to compete each year for funding. And it's not a promise that every community gets those grants. Projects under the CDBG must meet one of 3 national objectives. Typically, I believe our context and history in North Brookfield, we've specifically been working around the benefit to low to moderate income national objectives, which is quite typical in all statewide projects. There's another national objective related to the removal of slums and blight. On an area basis, CMRPC has some experience with that as well. Eligible CDB project types, there's a various amount of eligible activities. We're working on infrastructure in North Brookfield, but towns can pursue ADA-related improvements. They can pursue improvements to public facilities such as senior centers, public housing, housing rehabilitation for detached housing. We can do planning for parks and recreation, environmental remediation, as well as architectural and engineering studies. Why towns similar to North Brookfield, why the CDBG program is important or valuable to them is there's no municipal financial outlay required to apply or to receive funding to manage these projects, and there's no match required. So everything is grant funded from the actual project or improvement to the administration and project management. The state does assign a community needs score, which helps them direct funds to the most needy communities. During the FY21 program, which I'm here to speak about tonight, Brookfield's need score was fairly high. It was 7 out of 10. Those need scores have since changed, but the higher your need score, the more competitive you are. I believe North Brookfield's need score has been adjusted as of FY25, but you remain competitive for these funds. So with assistance from CMRPC, the town of North Brookfield received the fiscal year 21 grant from HUD, and it's administered through the state's Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities. The 21 grant's total value is $786,000, including direct project costs, project management, and grant administration. While grants can include multiple projects, this FY21 grant included a single project, and that is infrastructure, water-focused improvements on Mount Pleasant Street. And I'll get to that here in just a second. Again, this is a mandatory public hearing as required, and there will be a time to accept questions and comments. So Mount Pleasant Street, again, you might be asking, well, we're talking about an FY21 grant. This was awarded about towards the end, or the near end of COVID, and there was comprehensive design conducted for both phases of construction. Design took a little bit longer than we anticipated, and there was some staff turnover at CMRPC before I joined about a year ago that probably also led to some delays on getting this project designed and out to bid. But an engineer was procured, Haley Ward, to design repairs to the aging and deteriorated public works infrastructure, mainly focused on the water main and associated service lines, stormwater drainage, sidewalks, and roadway on Mount Pleasant Street. The final design, which took a little bit longer to complete, was presented at a select board meeting in September 23, and then a contractor was procured in June 2024 for this first phase of construction, which again focuses on the water main replacement and fire hydrant upgrades. Pre-construction and informational meetings with residents were held at the Housing Authority facility in July 2024. On-site progress meetings involving town departments, project engineer, contractor, and CMRPC have conducted throughout. I believe we've had 5 progress meetings to date, and we have our final one scheduled December 17th. Phase 1 work has experienced some delays with the crew, but it is nearing completion and expected to be substantially completed at the end of December. There may be some remaining site work such as loam and seed in the spring. We won't be able to get to that until thaw, and I am going to recommend that we extend the performance period to June 30th, just so we can have time to close that grant out. And if that's acceptable, I can send a form to you, Ashley, for Jason's review. The actual grant contract on the FY21 program ends June 30th, 25, and this project will be complete before then. Phase 2 work is funded under the town's next grant, the FY 2024 grant, which was just recently awarded. The second and final phase of the Mount Pleasant Street project involves the installation of the storm drainage system, full depth roadway reconstruction, sidewalk improvements, as well as curbing replacements. Given that comprehensive design was completed under the FY21 grant, we anticipate that we can go out to phase 1 construction bid in the early spring 2025.
Phase 2, you mean?
Phase 2. The Mount Pleasant Street project was initially identified through the town's West Side Neighborhood Improvement Plan, which was also a CDBG project out of FY19. And that resulted in a comprehensive engineering study of the neighborhood, and Mount Pleasant was the first project to come out of that study. I'd like to acknowledge and offer thanks to the neighborhood residents for their patience and endurance throughout the construction progress. I would also like to thank the Board of Selectmen, the town administrator, and the staff and departments who have been very helpful and patient on this project, and we continue to work together at these progress meetings. That does conclude my presentation for the public hearing, and I'll follow your lead.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
I don't, no.
Vaughn?
No?
Okay, Mike?
No.
Ashley?
No.
Public?
Is there a quality inspection for these type of projects?
Yes. There are, and there's warranties and.
Okay, who does the quality inspection?
Our engineer of record would do that.
Okay.
I believe, and I can get more details on that and when that will happen.
So there's a warranty on the work.
Absolutely.
Typically, how long's that?
I would have to check on this specific project, but it is warranted for a time period.
Okay.
I can get those details back through the chair.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And
When do you foresee what's going on right now being finished?
By December 28th.
By December 28th?
They gotta finish the service lines, which they're working on. And they did request an extension.
Okay.
We had a conversation. They had a slow start. Their crew was pulled off for other,
Well, we
Other non-Brookfield-
understand these things happen, but
yeah.
the town won't be liable for any extra costs associated with
There's
it.
been no additional costs to date. This time extension does not trigger any costs, and we still remain considerably under budget.
Okay, so you're prepared for the details and all that stuff?
That's my only concern right now, is because we've almost gone through the police detail. I'm holding extra grant funds to cover any overages on police detail
Okay.
going forward.
Excellent. Randy, did you have anything on that?
Nope, we discussed everything that I was concerned about at our last meeting.
Okay.
The current extension is what, 22 days? Will that take you through the 28th?
That 22-day extension ends on December 28th.
Okay.
All right. Do we have to vote on anything?
No, I just want to recommend that we extend the grant just to allow adequate time for coordination and financial closeout.
So we need to vote on extending it to the 28th? Or did we already?
No, that's already been
We already
approved.
voted.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
that's what I thought, so.
I typically haven't requested votes for extensions. Typically go through Ashley on that.
Yeah, yeah,
Again, you're still well within your contract period.
okay.
I do have a question. What's the total, gonna be the total cost of the project? The first grant plus the additional 786,000 for the completion of it?
Yeah, I don't have you mean the next phase?
Yeah, well, it said there was a grant applied for, total value of grant. That's from 21. And
Yep.
You don't have a cost on the next phase?
I believe it was a little bit higher. The grant maximum went up to 950, and I believe the town applied either for 950 or 939. I remember 939.
Yeah, it's a
So-
little over 900,000
Yeah.
for the next phase.
So
Okay.
we're around 1,600,000 for the whole project.
So
Cost
far,
increase, yeah.
and there will be more.
Yeah, I'm just
Mm-hmm,
get an idea what a street costs. You know,
Costs a lot.
that's one street.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, I guess if we have nothing else, then we're good on we can close the hearing, right?
We can, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have fiscal year 19 closeout documents.
I believe that's just a signature.
There's one signature. I think the only thing that was left on here was a housing rehab that is all done, so we're all done with that one.
All right. So this was for 600,000, housing rehab planning. All right, I'll entertain a motion to close out the 2019 CDBG grant.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Anything else?
No.
Anything else? All right, public comment period. Brandon, just note that you already spoke.
I noted that. That's all I got, thanks.
Is it?
I just had a question, I didn't know you were coming to it with.
I knew you had a question.
With the announcement. There's a special town meeting
Tomorrow night?
Yeah, I wondered that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it on here, but,
Yeah.
or I did. Just put it on the announcements, but we can announce it. Okay.
And that's at the senior center.
Senior Center, at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
special town meeting at the senior center tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. You don't have the copy of the articles, do you?
I don't. There's 3 articles. One, I think we might skip over because it's rescinding a raise and appropriate, which I don't think we need to do now.
Okay.
And then there's 2 transfers from police for salary transfer. No, sorry, one's a police salary transfer and one's a fire department salary transfer.
Okay. So, nothing overly dramatic. All right, more public comment period. Anybody? Going once? Going twice? All right. The North Brookfield Water Department is following mandates issued by Mass DEP after a level 3 critical drought condition is now in effect for our area. This drought condition enforces a mandatory water ban on all outside water use. There are fines and penalties for failure to comply with this water ban. They are as follows. First offense is a written warning. Second offense is a $100 fine. Third offense is termination of water service. In addition to the outside watering ban, water conservation in your home is highly suggested. Thank you. And that was from Jamie Flamon, the water superintendent. And again, he's just following Mass DEP drought conditions. So, all right. Any more announcements? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow night at the senior center at 6.
Take it up.